5 up
Shaun Murphy
with
to
6
break.
to play. Surely he will clinch his 5th ranking title of the season sometime soon.
Well, that's a loose one, a rare loose shot at range. The red, I think, by the black is certainly available, albeit not easy to get away from hitting the black on the way through. I'm sure he'll go for it. Can he avoid the black here? Well, he couldn't. Just remember thinking that when Ronnie won in Preston, the World Grand Prix, and that was for the top 32 players, of course, on the 1-year list. Our eyes, thoughts came onto this event here in Llandudno, top 16 on the 1-year, longer matches. And I thought to myself, well, who's going to beat O'Sullivan? And the answer appears to be that no one can.
Murphy's long pot fails. Indeed, his long potting today hasn't been anything like as good as it was in beating Mark Williams in the semi-finals. Oh, what?
Goodness, well, that is just unbelievable, because he's doing nothing with this. He's not trying to do anything, just pot it. There's no mystery to the shot.
One.
Well, what can Murphy do except stick to his game, stick to his method, fight it out to the last? But he's made far more unforced errors over the day's play than O'Sullivan
8.
has. And also O'Sullivan has been tactically superior.
9.
Go as far as to say, Clive, that's one of the easiest shots I think that O'Sullivan has missed the whole season. He's played so well. It was just a regulation red. The audience won't mind if Murphy wins 2 or 3 more frames, even if they're neutrals.
15.
Or even O'Sullivan fans just want to see more of this. 2 great players.
16.
Murphy did once win a match from 5 down with 6 to play against Matthew Stevens at the Crucible, but
22.
this is Ronnie O'Sullivan he's playing.
Yes, I was actually just going to say exactly that. I was commentating on that match, and he felt, well, in a minute it's all going to come back on him, the pressure. And he won frame after frame, and when he got to 12 all, he just kept potting. Brilliant win.
This is very awkward.
Yes, he's already played 1 push shot today, and this is, yes, could go that way as well. Well, it was clean, and it's a great shot. But of course, with the pink not available, the next colour's not easy.
Can we switch it off, please?
Well, he must have known that from a thin cut the cue ball was going
From F23.
very near the baulk pocket.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
Quite rare that the in-off will happen before the pot happens.
And worst of all, it leaves an easy starter. From O'Sullivan, this has not been a performance of sustained brilliance of the standard of his display in the English Open final when he beat Karen Wilson 9-3. Pot success rate 98%, made 4 centuries, only missed 6 pots all day, but it has been a performance from him of sustained effectiveness.
Yes, his end game has been absolutely superb today. He's taken frames from Shaun Murphy
6.
that he probably shouldn't have won, and right at the most important moment, he's produced the big shots. You're absolutely right. I've seen him score better.
7.
And of course, there might have been a time in his career when, if he wasn't really scoring very big, he wouldn't win at all.
Earlier in his career, he was perhaps a little bit too fixated on
14.
quality of performance rather than results, but he's got very interested in results lately.
15.
Yes, and for years people said, well, we know he's a brilliant player, but it's unfulfilled talent, a career that might have been better, but I don't think you can say that anymore. I think he's maximising everything he's got. His talent,
22.
his ability to win, it's all there now.
He's a better
23.
competitor than he's ever been. I think he would describe his performance today as solid, high-class solidity.
29.
As he said, sometimes solid is enough.
30.
And Ronnie O'Sullivan is much more effective in his lower gears than he ever has been.
Yes, and of these 5 ranking tournaments that he's going to win, I'm including this one because I think he's about to win it. I think he played his best in Barnsley and his best, that's at the English.
36.
And he went the other side of the defeat to Shaun, the champion of champions, played some outstanding snooker in
37.
Shanghai, in the Shanghai Masters. He was actually a class apart in those events. He had 1 or 2 difficult matches. Obviously the
43.
semi-final victory against Judd Trump is a match that he freely admitted that he probably could easily have lost or should have lost.
44.
But he's a wonderful player, the best I've seen. Privileged to be working with Stephen Hendry, who's another of the great players of the game. Those 2 stand alone
51.
for me.
$52.
This is his last chance to make a century today. It's very unusual for O'Sullivan to win a final without making one.
Well, I'll tell you something, Clive, he hasn't won 1 match this year without making a
59.
century in it. So this is his chance to keep that run going.
60. $67.
Just in between shots here, though.
$68.
The match will be over at the end of this visit,
$75.
and it looks as if it is going to be a century from O'Sullivan.
Yes, and
76.
he's avenged the defeat in Coventry in the Champion of Champions final. He's bitterly disappointed to have lost, I know. And of course he beat Shaun Murphy in the Masters UK final, I should say.
83.
Almost scuppered his chances of a century.
What a pot that is. It was so difficult played, the way that he played it. And this isn't easy either. Oh, I'd love to see him make one. Nope.
The match ends without O'Sullivan making a century, but he concludes it with a break of 85. He beats Shaun Murphy by 10 frames to 4 for the £125,000 first prize. He is an authentic superstar, snooker's answer to Tiger Woods and Roger Federer. His friend Robbie, who's been with him all week, congratulates him. Shaun Murphy takes £50,000 as runner-up. He had his moment of glory in the semi-finals, beating Mark Williams, and he also made a break of 137 in this final, but he was overall outplayed by this marvellous snooker player. So all over bar the presentations, so over to John McDonald to introduce those.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was always going to be an amazing final, and now it's time for our presentation. On behalf of Ladbrokes, would you please welcome the head of sponsorship, Adrian Osman, who will now present our runner-up with his £50,000 and his silver medal, Shaun Murphy.
Shaun, congratulations on making this final, because given how you've been the last few weeks, I think you would have been relieved just to be playing here. Is that not fair?
Yeah, having pulled out the last two events, you know, I came here with absolutely no expectations, you know, barely able to play at all. So to be stood here talking to you tonight, having had the chance to take that beautiful trophy home, you know, is beyond my wildest dreams. I just, you know, last night I predicted that if I didn't play my best, I wouldn't win. And I was right.
The thing is, though, you know, when you get into a final, you do want to win it, but you have come up against one of the very best in the business. Just a word on Ronnie and his season.
Well, you know, I wouldn't speak for all the players, but on behalf of the players, I think to pay a tribute to Ronnie, what he's achieving at the moment, what the standard he's playing, prolonging his career, and taking the game to new heights. You know, we're living in a very special time in snooker. It's a real honour to share the stage with Ronnie, and today I just wasn't good enough.
But what I would say, Shaun, is you've given him a good game today. You've played fantastically well all week to get into this final, and with a couple of big tournaments coming up, how are you feeling? And given the next situation, you must take a bit of confidence out of this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes to show that, you know, there's plenty in the memory bank, because I genuinely haven't played very much. I can't wait now to get to the, you know, China Open in Beijing next week, as we build into the, you know, that's the second biggest event now on tour, and then build into the World Championships. It's hopefully going to be an exciting few weeks.
Best of luck to you, Shaun. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to have a word with our champion now, if I may. Ronnie, you've got into a tremendous winning habit. Your 5th ranking title of the season. Just how does that sound?
Yeah, nice. Fantastic, you know, to equal the record of Stephen and Mark Selby, you know, so yeah, just over the moon. And you know, Shaun played an amazing match yesterday against Mark Williams, so I was expecting a really tough game today, but he didn't show up like he did last night, so made it a little bit easier for me, but I still had to, you know, focus and treat every shot with respect, because you have to, you know, and you know, I played pretty decent, and yeah, just really pleased, you know.
Stephen Hendry up there was saying you're invincible at the moment. Do you feel that? Do you feel as though there's nobody out there at the moment really can challenge you?
No, not at all. You know, every match I come into, I always get heebie-jeebies. But once I'm out there, I start to feel like I fancy it. You know, so it's always the build-up for me that I kind of doubt myself. But once I'm out there playing, then you know, it's just it comes pretty natural. So, but listen, you know, I've just got to try and, like Shaun said, try and prolong my career. I can't play as much as all the other guys because I'd just be burnt out. You know, so I need a bit of a rest now to give myself a chance for the remaining tournaments coming up.
33 career ranking titles. Are you in the form of your life now?
I mean, I'm playing as good as I ever have done. The last 6 years I've played pretty good stuff. You know, I did a year or so where I probably didn't focus as much on match snooker, but this year I really have, and the results have shown. So I'm just delighted to still be picking up a bit of silverware.
And of course you enjoy being here in Llandudno. We've seen you running on the Great Orme every day. It's been a great tournament, hasn't it? This crowd have been fantastic.
Yeah, the crowd are amazing. You know, one of the best crowds we play in front of. A great venue, a great tournament. You know, top 16, no numpties, which is great. You know, so this tournament has a bit of quality. You know, some of the other tournaments, you just it's like being in the zoo. You know, but no, this is pretty nice. You know, this is like first class. You know, so yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, you've been first class as well, Ronnie. We wish you all the best for the next couple of big tournaments coming up, and I'll let you now get on with the presentation. Thanks, Ronnie.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and now Adrian Osman, on behalf of Ladbrokes, will make the presentation and the moment we've all been waiting for. £125,000, the gold medal, the magnificent trophy, his 33rd ranking title. Ladies and gentlemen, let's crown him the Ladbrokes Players Champion 2018, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.